The 2022 or 2025 version of the Champion's butterfly knife. Which is the better melee in Valorant? According to you guys, the 2025 one is better by a landslide, but let's compare all the different animations and design aspects to see just how much has improved in 3 years. As always, let's first take a listen to how these two skins sound. I don't think the 2022 butterfly knife sounds bad by any means, but there isn't really anything extra to it, it just sounds default. While the 2025 butterfly knife sounds a little bit louder, I want to say. The sound effects on that one are a little bit harsher due to the overall more mechanical and futuristic design that it has. Maybe you like your knives plain and simple, but I prefer how the new one sounds. It's a similar story when it comes to the overall shape or visual design of these knives too. I prefer the more detailed look of the 2025 butterfly knife, and especially like the VCT logo in the middle. Seeing that same logo appear as a sort of trail behind the blade as it swings around is a really nice detail as well. On the other hand, the 2022 butterfly knife is plainer, and even though the logo is there, you can't see it while holding the knife out. Of course, this knife does upgrade as the game goes on, but I'll touch on that later. Let's move into some of the specific animations now, and the only one that these two actually share is going to be the left click animation. So the single swing, return, and all the other slashes are going to be identical. The first animation that's different between these two is the right click. The 2025 one is the same as the Mage Punk Spark Switch introduced in 2023, so sure it isn't original, but regardless I think this right click clears the original one. And then it's very similar with the equip animation too. We first saw this equip introduced last year with the Singularity Butterfly Knife, and again I think it's better than the simpler 2022 equip. That brings us to the final different animation, which is the Inspect, and as of right now, it's the only knife in the game with this Inspect animation. I've seen a few people say that they aren't a fan of this new Inspect, and obviously just because an animation is new doesn't necessarily mean it's better, but as far as I'm concerned, all three of these animations they've introduced since 2022 are all an improvement. Between the equip and the inspect, this knife is a lot of fun to spam and play around with all the different animations and making it spin in different ways, so I think this knife is worth it for anyone who's missing a butterfly knife but has been meaning to buy one. When it comes to the Champion's Aura, I'm sure you guys are aware by now that the 2025 knife technically has two variants, which is definitely an improvement over the plain gold glow of 2022. This knife will glow red when you're normally top fragging, and then upgrades into a golden glow for a while after you get a kill. However, it doesn't actually track your kills at all, unlike the original butterfly knife, which becomes more and more crystallized with every 5 kills, and then there's either an Easter egg where the Champion's trophy appears on the Inspect after you hit 25. I will just touch on the prices quickly. Both of these knives should come in at 5,350 Valorant points, and of course, since they are Champion skins, once they rotate out of the store, they will not appear again. So with all that being said, I think it's pretty clear that the 2025 butterfly knife is a massive improvement over the 2022 butterfly, with almost all the animations being upgraded since then. I do really like how the original butterfly knife upgrades with kills and has an Easter egg for maxing it out, but that isn't enough to trump the overall feel of the new butterfly knife as far as I'm concerned. If you do prefer Champions 2022 though, let me know what about it you love in the comments, and also let me know if you're planning on picking up the new Champions bundle, which releases this Friday.